Hey guys, Museman here back with another Identity 5 video. In this video I'm going to be showing you guys some of my Bloody Queen gameplay, so yeah, let's take a look. Alright, so the first match we're going to be taking a look at is on Lakeside. So for this specific one, I think I was using my anti-stun build, and there's an Enchantress in this match, so I mean it's justified that I use that, but I end up seeing the Perfumer here. Really nice perfume there. That was actually a really poor first mirror on my part, but I'm gonna use this to my advantage. I'm still gonna chase the Perfumer, however, I'm gonna go ahead and patroller the Perfumer, because if she's not able to perfume, if you're able to get that first hit on the Perfumer, then the Perfumer's ability is essentially useless there. I'm able to get the first hit on the Perfumer, and now I know she's going to be an easy down. And that's why I like carrying Patroller if there's a Perfumer especially, because Patroller hard counters Perfumer. So if you're playing against a Bloody Queen that has Blink, you might be able to kite the Bloody Queen for 2 or 3 ciphers before she's able to get the down. So I make my way over this way. I see that the Enchantress is decoding this cipher here. That cipher is nearly complete, but watch what I do here. I end up getting the hit, place my mirror here, and I get the down on the Enchantress. And I both forced and stuffed that rescue. So now I see that it looks like someone else is planning on coming to the rescue. Yep, there's the Gardener here. I get a hit on the Gardener. She's going to take her speed boost and run with it, but she's not carrying Tide, so this shouldn't take too long for me to get the down. Depending on if the Gardener's able to body block and whether that's effective or not. And as you can see there, not able to body block. I get the down on the Perfumer, and I'm going to go ahead and take the Perfumer back to the chair. Now the Enchantress, you can see, was able to get a stun there, but ultimately it doesn't matter too much because I'm able to use my attack to down the Perfumer again, go ahead and take her to the chair, and I'm chasing the Gardener here. Now the Gardener has relatively low kiting ability and has average decoding, so she would definitely be a priority target in a match like this. Now, although Gardener is really rare to find in rank, every once in a while you are bound to find a Gardener main. Now, Gardener's 9 times out of 10, Gardener is not an annoying character to come across, although that added time now with the box actually sometimes can play into effect, where the chair time lasts longer, because that's what the box does now. I ended up switching instead of swinging because I knew the Seer was going to use his Owl, and that allowed me to get to a better position to down this Gardener once again. I'm going to take her back to the chair. Now there is 1 cipher remaining, so I have to keep that in mind as well, to pay attention for any ciphers that may be wiggling. I know this Seer is most likely going to try to come back for a rescue. Now, the Seer's actually being smart right here, going around that back way, because he knows that I would be expecting the survivor to come up through that path. Yeah, this Seer's actually playing it really smart there, buying as much time for the team and actually gets a rescue there, although you can see the Gardener's in a really tough position. That wasn't bound to last much longer, so I was like, please no cipher pop, please no cipher pop. And now, being that there was no cipher pop, I have 2 survivors eliminated, which 9 times out of 10 means that this match is going to be a win. I see where that last cipher was being decoded, so I'm just going to teleport there right now. And even if it was primed and she popped it, it still would have ended up being at least a 3-man for me. And what I was trying to do there is just bait the stun. I knew that I couldn't hit that. And I see that cipher is starting to be decoded now, and I downed the seer. So now I'm going to go ahead and switch and place the seer on the chair. So now there's still 1 cipher remaining, but the enchantress either has to go for dungeon or has to go for the rescue. I mean, popping that last cipher does essentially nothing for her. I know she's generally in this area, so I'm gonna make my way over here. Again, looking out for my tinnitus to see if she might be coming for the rescue here. And my tinnitus is going off around the chair, so and know that the enchantress is playing and doing a rescue. So this was actually a terrible mirror, but it didn't matter because all I needed to do was down the enchantress once, end up completely rushing that rescue and taking the enchantress to the chair. And that is a 4-man for me for game number 1. So you can see I was using my normal method where I target 1 survivor, make sure that survivor is eliminated, then go for another, and then hopefully try to get a 3rd by detention. Although, again, the only interruptions to those plans would be if it gets to, 1, 2 ciphers, and you have to start disrupting. And that happens too. So I find the perfumer here nice and early. Some people don't like going against a perfumer. Now, me being a patroller Bloody Queen, I don't mind it too much because I'm able to, you can watch what I do right here. I just go ahead, patrol the perfumer here. I'm just going to casually walk up to her, and that perfumer is not able to do anything. The perfume isn't going to do anything as long as patroller is on because I'm able to get that attack there, which means that she can't undo damage anymore. And this perfumer has nowhere to run, and that is an easy first down. Especially being a perfumer, still being at 5 ciphers left is really good against a perfumer. So you can see I've got my wanted order on is what I've been doing lately. It is the priestess that has the wanted order, so that's not super ideal for me, but I'm gonna still go ahead and make sure she can't pull a rescue or anything. And there were actually, those were some pretty good portals. So I'm just trying to make sure this rescue stays after half. And now it is. So now at this point, my job is pretty much just to do whatever I can to rush this rescue. My mirror is in cooldown, so I can't use that. Now, it looks like the priestess gave up on the save and the mercenary actually came through. So I was making sure that perfumer wasn't going to be able to go back to that perfume that she laid right at the beginning there. And now that is going to be a super early first elimination because I was able to force the priestess rescue after halfway. So that is a really quick first elimination for me. So now at this point I know that if I play everything right here, it's looking really good for me. The priestess has her portal set up, so that's going to be difficult. I didn't see the mercenary right away go through that way. But in a team comp like this, the priestess would be your most desired survivor to go after. So I end up getting a nice first hit on the priestess there. And I'm just going to go ahead and wait for my mirror cooldown to end. Just following the footprints until that cooldown is over. and I know that the priestess is in this area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my mirror and get a nice early down on the priestess. You can see I'm not taking too much time on these survivors, using well-placed mirrors. Every once in a while I'll get juked, but then I'll follow it back up with a good attack there. So now I'm looking around for what ciphers are wiggling. Now, so I'm going to sort of explain what my mindset is in this scenario. So you can see I was doing what I normally do, which is try to disrupt one cipher that's happening. But if this happens, if I see that other cipher over there stop wiggling, I know that's where a rescue is planning to be coming from. And I had that in mind, so I come across this way, and surely enough, there is the mercenary. Now, unfortunately, he's got all his elbow pads, so, you know, that doesn't really do me a whole lot of good. I'm going to have my patroller here up and ready. I've got my patroller here. I'm going to be downing the priestess here nice and fast. Being that the merc is patrollered, he's not able to do his body block there. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the priestess to the chair, and that is a second survivor that is eliminated. I end up seeing the mercenary here, but you don't really want to chase a mercenary for too long, so I'm going to look around for maybe what ciphers are being decoded here. And I see the prospector is working on this cipher here. I still don't know how that attack didn't hit. That looked really close to me. And that cipher is actually pretty close to being done. So now a prospector isn't fun to chase because he's got all his magnets there. He'd cut me forever. Now the mercenary is there. He was working on that cipher while I wasn't watching there. And I expect him to go back there. So I'm going to break this pallet here. I still don't want that cipher being decoded though. So I'm keeping an eye out on multiple ciphers here because I want to make sure that a cipher pop doesn't happen at the worst moment. So I get a hit on the prospector here, and that cipher pop did actually end up happening. So watch what I do here. I'm just gonna go ahead, make my way over to this exit here. And this is why I run claustrophobia, because at this point, if I that door would be way open right now, just because the exit gates fly open if you don't carry that trait. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the mercenary to the chair, and all I really need to do is camp out at this point. So I can take the mercenary to the chair. I do have teleport, or I can switch to teleport if I want because I carry my trump card. And I just use that mirror rotation to make sure the survivor is over there. And I see that the prospector is, so I'm going to go ahead and chase him now because at this point, you know, why not? Alright. So now I know all I have to do at this point is just prevent the prospector from rescuing. And I mean, a Terror Shock works, so that's that. Now we're going to move on to our final game, which is on Arms Factory. Again, using my relatively standard build at this point. This is pretty much what I'm sticking with. I really like having Wanted Order on Bloody Queen. So now, Arms Factory is again one of her stronger maps. And that is a mercenary. I don't like going up against a mercenary. Ooh, and this is actually one of my Peeper matches. Alright. So actually on occasion, I run Peeper on Bloody Queen. That was probably the saddest gauntlet I've ever seen. That literally did nothing. So now the seer's here. He's gonna bird. I'm just gonna go ahead and hit it because, you know, why not? I'm gonna place down a peeper. So peeper actually isn't bad on Bloody Queen. Like, not gonna lie, peeper can be pretty good if you know how to use it for Bloody Queen. I'm gonna go ahead, mirror switch here. So now I'm just chasing the seer here. That was a really close attack. If I would have just prepared a charge attack, that could have been an easy down. I'm gonna attack the seer here. Use my mirror, and the seer is downed. 4 ciphers remaining, so that wasn't the fastest down I could have had, but that one hit on the mercenary was able to prevent a little bit of cipher rush from happening. So I end up getting a little lost here as to what rocket char I should be going to, but I've got my wanted order on the perfumer, which again, not super ideal, but I'm still gonna try to get an attack on the perfumer here. And the mercenary is just sort of camping out here, which is actually a smart plan. And he ends up just sort of walking right on by and getting the rescue. I get a hit on the rescuer here. I'm going to break this pallet. And now my mirror is back up. Now there's not a whole lot, unless if the seer manages to get another bird. There's really nothing that he can do against one of those mirrors. And now I can go ahead and take the seer to the chair once again. So now I'm gonna go ahead, place the seer on the rocket chair. The mercenary is revealed, so now the mercenary can't rescue. Actually, the mercenary can rescue because he's able to take 2 hits or whatever, but the perfumer ends up sneaking by me, and that's what's kind of the pain about running patroller or whatever, because you saw I was trying to juke away, but that was actually like a 360 or whatever. And I'm like, okay, perfumer, if you're just gonna stand in front of me, if you're both just gonna stand there, I am gonna double hit you there. So now the perfumer's going down, and being that it's a perfumer, that's gonna last a while. And the seer uses his bird here, so now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and chase the seer here. The seer is dead on shares, so I'm going to take advantage of that. I don't really want him getting past that window, just because that allows him to get in the middle of the map where he's able to eat a bunch more pallets here. And I'm going to use my mirror here. And there's really nowhere he can go. He just kind of has to take the hit. See, the mech spot is there, so I'm going to go ahead and down that as well while I'm at it. The seer is down, the perfumer is down, the mercenary is injured. There are 2 ciphers remaining, and this cipher is nearly primed, so I'm going to go ahead and I know I've got at least 1 survivor in the bag. I'm keeping an eye out for the other ciphers around here. This cipher just got completed, and the mercenary is right here. Now, the reason why I didn't switch to abnormal right away is because I didn't have my cooldown complete, and if they ended up popping that cipher, then I would have just had a useless trait. If it ended up popping and I was forced to use detention. So now I'm just looking around for where the survivors might be at. I'm just going to patrol these ciphers, and they're... and this perfumer is actually... She just kind of knew that there was nowhere she would be able to go. I'm just going to go ahead and get try to get a hit on the mech there. That's what I'm going to do there. So now I know... The mech is injured. The mercenary has to go for the rescue, but the mercenary doesn't have tide anymore, so I'm gonna go back to that cipher there. Now, the mech's decoding is really horrible now because now the mech, there are 3 survivors injured, which means that her decoding is really slow right now. So I don't need to worry about that too much. So the mercenary rescued there, but I've got my eyes on the perfumer, so the environment's just not working with me right now, but the perfumer ends up getting away, but the mercenary is right here, and I figure that's good too. I get a hit on the mercenary here, and I'm like, please no cipher pop. I'm looking around for wiggling ciphers as well, and I see that this one's being decoded, and I know I want to stop that. And I down the mechanic while I'm at it, so I'm going to go ahead and chair the mechanic. I leave the mercenary down just because it takes him forever to get back up, and I'd like to have him down on the ground for a while so I know that another cipher is not being decoded. And it was actually smart of the mercenary to get down by the cipher so that if he does get up, he has a chance of decoding that. So I'm just going to abnormal that for good measure. But now, even if the perfumer comes to the rescue, her odds of rescuing are not that great. I'm also looking around for wiggling ciphers, making sure they're not being decoded. So there's a lot of multitasking going on here. And they both are going for the rescue here, which is not a smart plan. I'm able to charge through that pallet there, and down the mechanic once again. And I'm going to go ahead and take the mechanic to the chair. So now I'm going to go ahead, and the mechanic is eliminated. The perfumer's here, so I end up, I'm basically being gifted this opportunity to get a 4-man, and it is getting more difficult to get stars. You have to work a lot harder to get wins right now. So if you have an opportunity to get a 4-man in a rank match, at this point I've gotten to where I'm like, okay, I just kind of do it. This perfumer kind of gave up again, so I'm going to go ahead and take the merc to the chair because I know that he's been down a while. And yeah, that's the game. Well, I hope you all found that video to be helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know in the comment section below. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.